Welcome once again to the world of madness, a part of the Content Creators of Color 30-day challenge of the month of February. I am your host, Drew from Drew vs. the World podcast. And on this episode, as per all the World of Madness episodes, I will be picking a card from Pod Decks. And what is Pod Decks, you ask? Do you ever find it difficult to come up with a content idea for your podcast, or perhaps you've gotten stuck during an interview with a guest where you just have nothing to say? So you got to try Poddex today. Poddex is the best all-in-one podcast idea generation tool. You get everything from episode ideas to interesting conversation starters for interviews, engaging discussion for your live streams, and even social media content ideas. With this tool, you don't have to spend weeks trying to come up with content for an episode or unique question for your guests. Just shuffle the cards and pick one at random. Hit the record button and get started. Now you can come up with better content, have more fun while you're at it, and get your viral moment all with Poddex. Head over to poddex.com and use offer code C4C to support the Content Creators of Color 30-day challenge. So now let's get into it. So today I am going to pick a card from the Pod Decks How Dare You Fresh Content Pack. And here I go. Gotta open the card decks. And all I'm going to do is shuffle once and then pick a card from the top. All right, what do we have today? What is the meanest thing you have ever done? Oh man, so this is going to take me down memory lane. So maybe when I was 12 and my sister was 9. Oh man, this is pretty mean. I was really into basketball. I am not tall by any stretch of imaginations, but I can shoot and I can dribble. And I entered a bunch of tournaments in the Brooklyn, New York area. And my sister, as being a little sister, she liked to do everything I like to do. So needless to say, she used to follow me to the basketball camps and the basketball tournaments and to the park when we played basketball and everything like that. And one time we was having a basketball league in my school, PS11, shout out to y'all, in Brooklyn, New York, Clayton Hill area. And she joined me for a little camp. At this time, my sister was a little bigger, a little heavier, but she was active. She did a lot of cheerleading. She did a lot of jump rope. She did a lot of things in the community as well. But this time was kind of like a full sport camp. So needless to say, she was a lot of huffing and puffing and a lot of like things like that. And me, myself, I was pretty, I guess you would say, athletic. So it came pretty easy to me. But during the time, I would just like poke at my sister the whole time and say, hey, you're not running fast enough. Hey, you're not keeping up. I don't think you can do this. And I was just giving her downgrading remarks the whole time. Through this time, she just started crying in the middle of the court. And to this day, I don't even know if she remembers this, but to this day, that's one of the meanest things I've ever done. And the one thing I learned from it is sometimes people, they know their downfalls and they know their weaknesses and their strengths. But for people to kind of poke and prod at it and bring it to light is the real deciding factor on somebody's emotional tolerance, and it can break. So it really taught me to be kinder to people. And every time I think about this is to really love someone's faults and someone's mistakes, regardless of who they are in your life. So if somebody's making mistakes, always come with them with kindness. I was saying the other day, instead of coming at somebody with saying, hey, you did me wrong, always come with, oh, is everything okay? Because that employs them to give a generally real answer, something that they can kind of say to themselves like, oh, is everything okay? Am I doing this because something is wrong or something's happening in my life that might be detrimental and might be dissatisfying what that person is expecting of me. And it gives you a real answer to sometimes real problems and lets you into somebody. But all know about being that actual story is that I knew at that time that I was being mean to her, and I knew what possibly could happen. But nowadays, more and more, I'm just kind of like, whoever you are, whatever you do, I'm okay with that. It's not hurting me. It's not hurting the people around me. It's not hurting my loved ones. As they say, do you, boo boo. And in a sense, I had to really apologize. And I think every day I'm kind of trying to make up with that with my sister, just trying to be a kinder person, nice, vibrant, and energetic, and give my best to people instead of giving my worst to people. I hate talking about people too. That's another thing that is big on my list. The whole gossiping thing and talking about people behind their back, where I think that could be detrimental not just to your spirit, but to people that you're talking to spirit. So I try to keep myself out of that. But needless to say, this is from the pod deck called How Dare You? And that was a good one. That was a good question. So what I want you to do, if you're listening to this, please go to info@drewversustheworld.com. That will be in the show notes. info@drewversustheworld.com. And tell me what your meanest thing is, and I will share that on my next episode. Or DM me at Drew vs. the World podcast on Instagram. That'll be in the show notes too. And tell me what is the meanest thing that you have ever done. And I'll share that on social media. No names. I will not share your name, but I really want to know what's the meanest thing you've done. And then also, if you've reconciled that person or that thing, or what have you done in the future? I will post something today asking the question. But again, I would like to thank the content creators of color. And I also like to thank Poddex for sponsoring the Content Creators of Color 30-day challenge. Pick up your discount code C4C at poddex.com. Thank you for tuning in. And this has been another episode of The World of Madness.